Good morning. It is 9:10 a.m. and last night as I was going to bed, I watched one of my old vlogs and I was like, that's fun. I should do a vlog. I haven't done a vlog in so long. So right now I am sitting at my desk and I'm reading work emails because I work from home now because the world is on fire and it's ending, and so I'm working from home. Every morning I somewhat make my bed because this is the view from my laptop for my Zoom calls for my job. Now, usually I would be wearing more clothes than this, but all I have to do today, well, not today, but this morning, the only thing I'm really scheduled to do is to make payments. So this is a funny thing about my job is I run the payment run, and so in my underwear, which I don't know, it's like showing my underwear, right? It's like, it's not nudity, it's some underwear. Anyway, in my underwear, I run payment run and make millions of dollars worth of payment from my home, for my job. And I guess when I went back to school, this is not exactly how I imagined using my 2-year accounting degree. But yeah, so I'm gonna work some now. It's now 11 o'clock. I've been making payments for 2 hours. And it reminded me, I was going to tell you guys a story about something that happened the other day. So we had to make a payment to Hennepin County, and I guess that we had paid it online, but we also needed to print the check for some reason, right? And so obviously I'm not at the office. So the printer that prints the checks, we only have a couple people at the office, right? Just the people in charge of running the building. And so we have an arrangement with them where they have to go pick up the checks from the printer and put them in the mail, right? And so I have these contacts at the office, and we printed this check for Hennepin County that needed to be destroyed. And I remember when I first started like printing checks and all that sort of thing, it's kind of overwhelming because I work for a big organization. So, you know, you're printing checks for like $100,000. Like, oh, I'm holding a check for $100,000. But this particular check was for over $1 million, and it had to be destroyed. So I'm like trying to put myself in the shoes of these people who are like usually in charge of like building services. Where I'm like contacting them like, hello, I need you to go to the printer, find this check for $1 million and shred it. Wouldn't that be kind of fun? To hold a check for $1 million and then just tear it up? I think that's fun. That would be fun for me. All right, well, it is 6 o'clock. I am done with work for the day. I'm still gonna have to log in and do about an hour tomorrow just because I like logged off super early yesterday, but I'm in a pretty good place with my job. So right now I'm gonna have a nice after work snack, which is an entire can of pear halves. I'm really into canned fruit during this quarantine. One for the juice. There's something about it. Yeah. Mukbang. Oh. That was a bad idea. How do people do that? I don't know, you might be thinking, no one does that. Okay, maybe so. But yeah, I finished work, and then I spent about like an hour and a half zoning out on the internet. That's like a really important part of my day for quarantine, is the zone out on the internet portion of the day. And yeah. So on April 6th, it was the 12,000th day of my life. Exactly 12,000 days old. And that was about 10 days ago. Yesterday was day 12,010, okay? And I decided around day 12,000 that I was gonna start just counting days, right? Why not? I got nothing but time. And then to do like a 10-day review in my journals once the next even day came around, right? And so last night I went through all my journal entries from April 6th until April 16th. And basically what I decided is that I'm like stuck in this cycle
where I have this motivation, I have this drive to be super efficient and super productive and to have my shit extremely together and to plan out every single minute of the day, reading books, exercising, working at my job, doing my blog. It's all it's just like very, very thought out. And I like hang on to it so hard, and it's in response to this like real aversion to this sort of chaos that I so often find myself in, because then all of a sudden I drink 2 bottles of wine and I can't get off a couch, and smoking a pack of cigarettes, and my house is disgusting, and like, and I'm, you know, sleeping in and blah, 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 blah. And so like, and then, so it's just like that total loss of control after this like super tight-fisted, regimented, I am going to do this and this and this and this and this period, right? So it's like, I sort of cycle through these 2 modes of living where I am just like out of control or I'm super in control. I've noticed that when I'm in this like super in control mood, there are reasons that I will spin out and hit like an out of control. Like, it, you know, it could be like an emotional reason, like I got an email that I didn't like, or I'm feeling, particularly recently, I've been feeling kind of fucked up about being isolated so often and never seeing anyone and literally not touching a human being for months at a time. I haven't seen anyone. So that can be a precipitating event for me, or it can be like a physical event. Like my hormones are weird. I'm like getting my period, or I feel a little sick, or like, or it can be like, things that are specific to like my trauma triggers, like a loud noise, like they were using a saw out on the porch the other day and I was like, yeah. Okay, so there's that, right? And that can lead me into this like period of sloth and like just overindulgence and everything, just binge eating and binge drinking and laying around, this sort of like binge laziness. Because the ideal mode that I want to be in is like super productive and I'm doing things, right? So, and then I'll sort of stay in this like horrible, like, that's supposed to be drinking wine, by the way. That's not what it looks like. Although that can be part of it too. And then I'll reach a point where I'm like, this is unbearable. I cannot live like this. And then I'll just like grab back onto the productivity and just start the cycle over again. And one thing that I noticed is that also something that can trigger me from a productive state back into a chaos state is I feel like I reach this wall with productivity where it's like, my apartment is clean. I worked all day. I have this and this and this all in a row. I am doing everything that I am supposed to be. And then I get to the end of that and I'm like, oh, but I feel very empty. And like I hit the wall of sort of like a philosophical problem that I have where it's like, I feel like there's like a lack of meaning. Like I hit the futility of life, you know, like the, and life is absurd and meaningless. And that in itself is extremely distressing to me. So that can trigger me to go back into the chaos cycle again too, where it's like, I do all these things and then it's like, okay, but why does it matter? It doesn't matter. We're gonna die. Ugh. Anyway, I don't know what the solution for that one is, but, anyway, so back to what I was saying. I was saying that, every 10 days I'm sort of like, I wanted to make like sort of a review of the past 10 days in review. So for, day 12,010, my review included this cycle, just sort of like noting this cycle that I've noticed before, but just like sort of articulating it with particular examples throughout the last 10 days, like, oh, and then this happened, and then I did that, and blah, blah, blah. And I decided that I'm gonna try for like a more middle path this week, where I took these super controlling goals that I try and impose on myself every day, like read for a full hour a day, exercise for a full hour a day, eat only this many calories, drink this many cups of water, you know, this and this and this and blah, 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 blah. And I like cut those goals in half, like a lot. And so, yeah, basically my goal for this week is to not strive for excellence. It's just gonna be to strive for more normal levels of achievement, like more manageable, cool, and calm levels of achievement, not like going, and then I derail. I'm thinking like, oh, what if I exercised for half an hour? What if I read for half an hour? Those things are very manageable. And then I actually allowed myself to like rest and have fun and not, you know, hold myself to this like impossible, not impossible, but like impossible for me to maintain emotionally productive standard that I keep, like, you know, the meme where the kid is riding the bicycle and he sticks the stick in the tire and he falls off and he's like, oh, that's me. That's me with productivity. It's like I'm recognizing the cycle, and I'm gonna try and make a small adjustment to my goals that I'm working with so that I'm not just kneecapping myself emotionally, and I'm going to see if I can maybe readjust this cycle that I'm in just a little bit. And so I guess that's my goal. So yeah, I'm going to do things.
It never fucking ends. It never ends. So much better. And I made a cup of tea. That is a mint tea.
Now it's time to exercise, so I better change into my exercise clothes. Oh wait! That's what I've been wearing all day. That's what I wore to my job. It's what I always wear. I slept in this and I'm still wearing it, so now I'm gonna exercise. What I've been feeling today, let's get a shot here. I'll pull the stool up. Feeling some leg problems today. I feel like my leg muscles are atrophying from barely moving, not walking. I used to walk a lot, like every single day, and now it feels like they're like dying. They're dying. So I think that what I might do is like some deep leg stretches, and then maybe like some squats, and possibly go on the exercise bike. And I only have to do it for a half hour. I might do more. I probably won't though. I'll tell you.
Okay, well, I finished my exercise, and now I think that I'm gonna edit this video and probably put it on the internet, and then I'm going to relax. Relax, not relapse. That's the name of the game this week. And I am going to read later, but I'm going to save that for right before bed, because I'm going to try and not use so much Twitter right before I go to sleep, because it makes me very angry and sad. So I'm just going to read. Right now I'm reading a Anne Rice book, Tale of the Body Thief. I'm super gay for Anne Rice, always have been. And so yeah, I'm just gonna read about vampires before I go to sleep. That seems like way better than Twitter right now. Like, who needs a pandemic right before they're trying to go to sleep? Who needs Donald Trump in their ear right before you want to go to sleep? Not me. Speaking of Donald Trump, if I can just say something. Minnesota had our very own Open It Up protest today, where 800 idiots gathered outside of the governor's mansion and demanded that we open everything back up. And I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, fuck you. I have been locked inside of my apartment for a month and a half because I want to be able to leave. And we can't do that until our hospital capacity is strong enough to handle this virus. So if you knuckleheads could go home and wait like everybody else until they give us the all clear, I would super appreciate it.
Stop being so stupid and selfish. All right. Have a great evening, everybody. Oh, no, I'm all fired up now. See, that's why I can't go on Twitter before bed. Get all fired up. Okay, bye!